John, this one's not about bad results. It's about getting lost in the process. The washer might be capable, but if using it feels like launching a satellite, most customers won't bother.
Yeah, I love this because this isn't a technology problem at all, right? If you look at this, it's a usability problem. The customer isn't saying that it didn't clean my clothes. What they're saying is, I really couldn't figure out how to ask it to clean my clothes. And this right here is where a lot of these smart laundry platforms are in full breakdown. You know, the customization can be buried under layers of menus and inputs and app prompts and firmware updates. I mean, it's super overwhelming for everybody. And all of that stuff is going to stand in the way of really what's a very simple goal, which is I want you to wash these clothes this way. That's it. You know, and what's worse about that whole thing is that there's almost never any feedback for the customer, right? If these personalized cycles are failing or they reset or they don't save properly, there's never any explanation about it, right? There's no red flags. It's just really this confusing interface and really a disappointing result, you know? So now the customer is either blaming themselves or the machine, or who knows, probably both. And no matter how you slice it, I mean, they're never going to use those features again. And this is where these brands are going to lose in this category, you know, because the more someone struggles to use these smart features, the less that they're going to believe in their value overall. And if you think about it, complexity is not really just annoying. It really just undoes a trust level, right? And this review puts it pretty plainly for you. It's, I couldn't figure it out and now I don't like it, you know? Not it was missing a feature or anything like that. It was just pure friction, right? And that is the killer, because if the customer doesn't understand how to activate a benefit, well, the benefit may as well not even exist at that point. So how do you get ahead of this on the sales floor, right? You have to shift the conversation away from customization, okay? And you really want to move towards clarity. Say something like, you know, the personalization is there if you want it, but day one, you can start a great cycle by pressing this one button. You know, there's no app, there's no learning curve. Everything else can be optional. And honestly, that's what customers not only like to hear, they really need to hear it at the very beginning. The smart stuff isn't mandatory. That complexity doesn't really need to block the simplicity that the customer is looking for day one. That machine will grow with them when they're ready to grow, you know, but they can't bury them in the meantime. And once they believe that, you really kind of unlock the value or future value of the machine, and you really preserve the confidence for the customer in the short term. And that's really the only way that smart can win here.